YouTube. Decided to make another video on this N55 pneumatic wastegate turbo install. I got this turbo off eBay. I did hint it in a previous video. It was my first video. I kind of got carried away when I showed it, but yeah, gonna be installing it now, so just wanted to make an install video, very basic one. It's not going to be too in-depth, but really this is just to see the performance of this turbo, because it was less than $1,500 and it's supposedly better than the Pure Stage 2. So I'm really curious to see what it does. I do have a F30 with the Pure Stage 2 on it, so I mean, I'll be able to at least tell a little bit of a difference in power. And this is for the F10, but yeah, see what we can do with it, and I'll bring you guys along as much as I can for the ride. Sorry this isn't going to be an in-depth install video, but should be enough for you to get the basics of how to do this. So hope you guys enjoy it. So yeah, I'm going to call this the Pure Stage 2 turbo install. Excuse the barbershop slash mechanic shop. Got N54 parts for sale, let me know. Bunch of them, turbos, stock, but yeah, wouldn't recommend buying one though. So anyways, as you can see, I haven't really touched anything in the top besides the engine cover. I started in the bottom, just wanted to try to get at least amount of stuff as possible off. So, you know, started at the bottom, downpipe, intercooler, splash shield, broken in pieces, but probably won't put that back on, but yeah. So downpipe off, intercooler. I was working on this cooling pipe to the block. That was next, and sway bar obviously needs to come off. Just 4 bolts on that. 2 of them are the steering rack bolts, so 2 are longer. Just remember which ones you take them out from. And the water pump. The water pump comes before the pipe, obviously. So the way I did that was I removed the mounting bolts first for those, and I was able to shimmy it out of the way enough to get the hoses off. That one and the other one on the cooling pipe. So I was able to move it enough to get the clearance to be able to get a ratchet on there and remove the water pump. After that I took off the pipe, and as you guys can see in there, the diverter valve is unplugged now. You can see the turbo inlet right there, 10mm loosened up. So just getting it ready to start the top now. But basically that's almost everything from the bottom, aside from the motor mount. But we're gonna tackle the top now, so show you guys how to get it ready to remove the motor mount. We're gonna put the engine support bar, remove the motor mount, and we should have enough to take out the turbo. Alright, so yeah, next you just want to start taking out all these clips from the side trim on the F10. All these clips, some hidden ones under here too. 1, 2 on each side. 1, 2, and you know, clip. These ones are still in. Take all that off, just detach the trim over here, and then that'll all come off. You only need to remove 1 strut brace, and if you have MST intake, that's next. But after that, we're gonna go after the boost solenoid heat shield, and after that the inlet, and after that the turbo. One thing I did forget to add, that small coolant line has a clamp on it that needs to be removed from the coolant pipe. So when it's on the block, you know, this side is connected to the block, sorry, and this side is connected to the water pump, and this is the little nipple that has that clamp. So it's pretty easy to get to, but just so you guys don't forget that before you try to pull it off. So yeah, we got the intake out, and we just want to unplug the wastegate vacuum line. pretty old. And go after the charge pipe. It's just that clip right there. As you can see, got my clip positioned underneath. Just pull up, like any other BMW style clamp. Sorry guys. Well, that should be enough to get it unmounted at least. You guys can take it all the way off if you want. So yeah guys, just get it all the way off. Kind of have to twist it to the side and pull it off, but it comes out. Our intercooler's already off, just hanging, so just grab your whatever you want. You could do this with your hands, but I'm doing it with this. Just pop off your inlet pipe, and it should almost drop to the ground since the intercooler isn't there. But yeah. Nice. So here we are retrieving the pipe. It's kind of crammed. I didn't even take out my fan, but see if I can get it out. So yeah guys, just barely fit to the side of my fan, but it's out. No fan removal required. Don't lose your clamps guys, just place them back on the pipe. Guys, we're wondering too, I'm gonna clean all this, so it's pretty dirty. Cleaning it off, try to eliminate all the oil leaks. Alright guys, you can see got the beauty covers off, the trims, whatever you want to call them, and got the engine support bar in place. Didn't really mess with the top ones, they were tight, set up for N55. I just adjusted these to tilt a bit with the side nut, and it's looking sturdy. You will need an N54 tow hook, but I mean, you can ask any E90 owner for one of those to borrow it. But yeah, start lifting it up a bit, try to remove the motor mount. Alright, you guys are gonna want to start with this bolt right here. This bolt on the side. The bolt is out now, so we're gonna go on the top, raise it up a little bit, and then take off the rest of the motor mount bolts. So yeah, I did have a little bit of pressure on the engine stand already, like maybe a quarter turn or less. But yeah, the bolt did come out very smoothly, so no tension. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and lift her up, give it a couple turns. I'd say that's about good. Now we'll connect my safety mechanism. So yeah, I don't know why I put this, but just in case the weld on there fails, I guess. But just tie it up on here. So got all the bolts off now. I went after the back one from the other side. Fit a ratchet in there, pretty long one too. There's the bolt hole, and I fit my ratchet in. Can't see too well, but it fits to the front. It's a clear shot to the back, just like that. So there's enough space. Sorry, I don't have flash right now, but as you can see, there's enough space. Clear shot to the front, so you can access the bolt. So this is loose now. I might need to lift it up just a little bit more so we can get it out. Yeah, just a tiny bit more. See if that did it. Guess not enough yet. I'll go a little bit more. So just gonna get at the motor mount bolts on the bottom instead. These two, the one in that slot and this right here. So yeah, there's two bolts, 13 millimeter. This one is the one that goes inside the slot right here. So don't forget, the one with threads across the whole bolt goes into the slot. The one with smooth part goes on the outside edge, or whatever, outside. My bad, there's one more bolt, this one. So take that out now. So this one also has threads. And it's gonna be the same size as this other one. So just remember, long bolt goes here. Here. Threaded bolts go here and in the slot. So yeah, wow, even after removing the bottom bolts from the motor mount, it was still had to be lifted substantially in order to remove this. We lift it above the post. So it's off now though, so we're good. All we need to do is start removing the lines for the turbo, which is oil return, supply up top, coolant supply return, this bracket right here, the studs, and should be out. And we need to get off the inlet still, but I'll show you guys that right now. So now we're just getting at the inlet bolt. There's one 10mm right there. You can see it. Try to focus on it. It's hard to see, but it's right there. And that's the only one holding it to the head. After that, we just need to take off the one on the turbo inlet, the nut, and the turbo compressor housing, and we'll have the inlet out. Got the one up that holds to the head and the one that's on the compressor housing, the nut. So ready to pull that inlet out. Save these, sure you don't lose them. So here's the one hand. And then the inlet should come right out, just so. Ignore my cake, chocolate oil cake pipe. But yeah, there it is. One step closer. Just wanted to add, I will be modifying this stock inlet actually, since people usually upgrade. There's not many for the F10, so I seen on the F10 posts on the forums that somebody used the MST hybrid turbo inlet adapter, and they cut this one and they just put a silicone coupler, and seemed to work for them. So I'm just gonna do it as an experiment since they did it and it seemed to work. So yeah, you guys will see how I do that later on in the video. So next thing you want to do, drain your oil. Have a magnetic drain plug, so let's see what we got. So not too much. Clean it up, show you guys though right now. And this oil change has been well long overdue, so there is some metal fragments in there. Not much, but I mean some. So I mean the drain plug's definitely working. If this is too much metal shavings, let me know. Also, if you have this plug, ECS by the way, I think this washer's reusable, so most likely be using it. It doesn't look crushed in any way, so yeah. So yeah, that's how it looks all cleaned up. Nice and shiny with the magnet. Here, just leave it over here with the other magnet. So after that, I'm gonna drop the turbo now. You're gonna want to get a T30, take out that one. Oil drain, right there. The oil supply, which is right in the middle, right there. And then your coolant supply, way up there at the top. It's also a T30, so that one. They're not too hard to get to, but yeah, take those three out. Those are the only lines, and then pull those out, and then we'll start taking off the studs. Yeah, there we go, all of them out. pulling one was the hardest one on top, but it took a little bit of tugging. Just be patient with it. So after that, you're just gonna want to take off the heat shield. It has 4 bolts, T30s. The boost solenoid heat shield. And be careful not to strip those. I almost stripped one. Had to use a T27 to get it out, but after that, we're gonna go ahead and use our 11 mil to get out the copper studs. You could use the T50, T45. I'm not sure what it is, but use this. Seems more safe. And the stubby ratchet. Had to get the tiny extension on this one. We'll switch back to the piston socket. Sorry for the poor filming. They aren't that tight, so there we go. There's last bolt on the top right here in the corner, and that's all the bolts on the top. Great. So for the second one on bottom, you could remove the coolant line, but you could also get at it with the ratcheting wrench, 11 millimeter, sorry. For getting the top ones, you want to go after the bottom. Pretty easy to get to. There's one behind there, behind inside here, and there's one right on the other side of the bottleneck. And I think that's the last one. And also make sure to get these 2 bracket bolts out. There we go. We dropped the turbo down and it's free. So we'll just take it out, compare it to the upgrades. As you can see already, the turbine wheel has 9 blades. A lot less room to breathe. So I'm pretty sure the Pure Stage 2 comes with a similar wheel, so this turbo should perform differently at least. Here we are. Stock turbo's out, nasty. But here it is. Stock. Upgrade, 10 blades, by the way, if you were wondering. And yeah, everything else looks pretty much the same. I'll flip them around to show you the turbine wheels now. I actually was able to use the stock inlet. I didn't realize this thing, or the seal, actually fits here, so I could have ran the stock inlet, but obviously it's gonna lose airflow and create a bit more restriction, so I'm gonna buy the adapter and then we'll modify up the stock inlet. So here's the turbine wheels. Obviously this one's a lot smaller, 5 plus 5 blades. It should flow a lot more air as comparison to this, which is similar to the Pure Stage 2 turbine wheel. So yeah, and if you guys don't know, Pure Stage 2s are actually Chinese turbos. To be fair, so is this. It's also a Chinese turbo, but I mean, not all Chinese turbos are bad. I mean, most of them come from overseas, so we're gonna take a chance on it and hopefully it works out. Thanks for sticking around this long. I know it's been a little bit of a long video, but hope you guys find it helpful. So I am gonna run the stock inlet, guys. I'll probably upgrade at a later time, but yeah, it's more restriction, but I'll do it later. That way I could just throw the turbo on, call it a day. Also, this is my DV setup. It's a Go Fast Bits replica, knockoff, copy, whatever you want to call it, but it works good with an ECS spacer for, you can't see it, the logo, it's there though, but just for that atmospheric sound. So I'm not even sure if this works. I read on another forum for different car, but same style turbo, that this will not work, but I guess we'll see. I guess I'll be replacing the diverter valve if not, but hopefully it does. I wanted that sound without spending that money for the turbo smart blow valve. So yeah, there it is, guys. kind of skipped a little bit, but turbo is mounted just with the the nuts hand tight. I did reuse the old studs and nuts. Didn't really see a reason to replace those. Just wanted to save the most money I could. You can see my DV setup, double spacer, custom bolts from O'Reilly. Yeah, didn't do as much cleaning as I wanted to, but I'll try to get in there later. But it's all fitted for now. I'll be torquing it down, and I'll tell you guys the sequence if I do a sequence. Hey YouTube, sorry for the quick finish, but there it is, all installed. Basically the reverse process of how I took it off. I will add, what I struggled the most with was putting the motor mount back on. I had to lift the engine obviously substantially again to be able to put the motor mount in place without removing the other one, and I actually broke one of my hooks off my engine support bar. Not sure if it's around here somewhere. There it is, broke. So yeah, I dropped the engine, got very lucky the oil pan didn't crack, so don't try to lift up the engine while the right side mount is still attached. I ended up using the jack from underneath, just lifting up the bell housing just enough to slide the motor mount in place, and that worked out way better. But yeah, otherwise that was pretty much it. The water pump did crack sadly, but I mean, at least it wasn't my oil pan. So yeah, there it is guys. I already pulled the fuses to prime the oil system, and everything's looking great. Haven't heard it spool yet, so let's see what we got. Oh, there's a little bit of howling. Sounds bad. So what's going on YouTube? Did take a test drive, and could definitely feel the power of the new turbo, but my diverter valve setup sadly did not work. The double spacer did not work out. I have a code that it's clamped closed, so I'm going to be removing the CTS spacer anyways, and after that all should be good, and then I'll do another test drive review after that. But yeah, that was the howling noise, and feels like, you know, it's leaking a lot of boost, so I'm just gonna go ahead and change it out. After I get that done, I'll update you guys on a good little pull, but you could definitely feel the power even with the diverter valve leaking. So yeah, I'm pretty excited to see what it can do.